Hello, my name is Keith Apicary, and it's also my name of this guy, Keith Courage. Me, Keith, and he, Keith, have a lot in common. We both have the same name, but we are also both the spokesman for the most advanced and aggressively masculine video gaming systems of the 80s and 90s. Me, Keith, the Neo Geo, and him, Keith, the GrafX. That was until Bonk came along and replaced him as the spokesman for the GrafX. But this episode of my life will still be on Keith Courage because I already did an episode on Bonk and it didn't last very long.
I want to be just like Bonk! Oh!
So, Keith Courage it is. Keith Courage is a side-scrolling 16-bit demolition derby of demon destruction, and he's got the attitude to match. This game isn't for everybody. It mostly appeals to aggressive gamers like myself. And the intense energy of the commercials that GrafX made for this game really were the best way to convey the feeling you get when you're playing the game.
You are Keith Courage. You wield a laser sword and a heavy-duty Nova suit of armor as you annihilate Satan's minions, rampage on robots, bring anarchy on aliens,
and ride happy rainbows. Oh, get you pumped. The GrafX at the time was one of the smallest home systems. Then they released the Turbo Express, which was one of the biggest portable systems. They're basically the same size. They just slapped a screen on one of them. Now the Turbo Express may be a big portable, but it's still not as big as my Game Boy. A good game is only as good as its bad guys, and Keith Courage has some of the best, over-the-top, insane, next-level 80s enemies. There's Dr. Sting, who stabs you with syringes. Oh, brutal. Devil's Foot, who hurls his 2-foot ram horns at you. Dang. The Titan Guard, who shoots gigantic bullets from the enormous gun bolted to his head. Insanity. Dong Oro and his hungry crotch. Sure, why not? Long Bones, a Ridley Scott alien skull that flies and chews your face off. Cat, who drops on you. Okay. Possum, who gets in the way. Like I said, real 80s video game insanity. In the US version of the game, you play as a full-grown man named Keith. But in the Japanese version of the game, you play as a 4th grade boy named What Are You? So if you put them together, you get a man named Keith with the mind of a 4th grader. Yep, sounds like a hit to me.
Well, I read that Keith Courage was a commercial failure in the US.
So what? Because GrafX's #1 selling game, Bonk, also featured a strong young man with a bald head, so...
Oh yeah, he was like you. His superpower was getting knocked unconscious too.
My superpower is The GrafX was worth buying for the name alone. Such a full-throttle name. Way better than the entertainment system. You know who else is named Turbo? This guy. And this guy. So, would you rather hang out with the kid at school who says, "Hey man, you wanna come over and turbo some GrafX?"
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Or the kid who says, "Would you like to come over to my place and enjoy some entertainment with me?" I think the answer is pretty obvious. want to be just like Bonk. I want to be just like Bonk. I want to be just like Bonk. No, I don't. I don't want to be anything like him. His life is horrible.